Malin Kundang is a fairy tale from Padang, West Sumatra. This story is always used to remind the disobedient child to his parents. This is the story of the disobedient child who was cursed to be a stone. Then, what is the story of Malin Kundang? Let's watch the story to the end. In a speech village, there is a woman named Mandrubaya and her son, namely Malin Kundang. Mandrubaya really loves Malin Kundang with all his heart, until he becomes an obedient and diligent child. Mandrubaya, he is just a cake seller to make ends meet. At one point Malin fell ill. Malin's body suddenly became very hot. Mandrubaya tried his best to save Malin, because Malin is the only treasure he has. So it was thanks to his mother's hard work that he brought in a doctor, and Malin's life was saved. That's a mother who always tries her best, who is willing to sacrifice her property and life for the sake of a child. When he was an adult, Malin asked his mother's permission to migrate by ship. At first her mother was skeptical, but with a heavy heart, he finally allowed his son to go. Day after day passed. He always looked out at the sea and prayed for his son to be safe. Mandrubaya always asked how Malin was doing every time a big ship came. However, the answer from the captain and crew was that they had never met Malin's son. He saw a young couple on the ship. The couple wore shiny clothes and smiled, and the Mandrubaya knew that the young man was his son. With Mandrubaya's unceasing prayers for his son to always be healthy and safe, continue to do it until he gets older. His body began to weaken with age and his way began to stoop. Mom is old, Malin. When are you coming? Malin did not come to visit his mother either. And finally the captain of the ship that brought Malin brought news that Malin was married to a noble girl. And when the ship Malin Kundang came to the island, the villagers welcomed the ship. They gathered around the ship thinking it belonged to the prince. Mandrubaya also jostled near the ship. He saw a young couple on the ship. The couple wore shiny clothes and smiled, and the Mandrubaya knew that the young man was his son. When Malin got off the ship, he immediately hugged him tightly for fear of losing his son again. Mandrubaya's sobs broke out. Malin, my son. You are really my son, right? Man said, why haven't you told me for so long? Malin was surprised to be greeted by an old woman and dressed in rags. He couldn't believe that she was his mother. Malin remembers that his mother is a strong woman who carries him everywhere, so that he does not believe the people who hug him.
And Malin didn't have time to think because his wife immediately said condescending things. His wife said, "This ugly woman is your mother? Why did you lie to me before? Didn't you say earlier that your mother was a noble on the same level as me?" Hearing his wife's words, Malin pushed Mandrubaya into the sand. Malin's mother did not believe her son's treatment. He fell down and said, Malin, my son. I am your mother, son. Why are you being like this, son? Malin doesn't care what his mother says. He did not want to admit his mother because he was ashamed of his wife. Mandrubaya prostrated at Malin's feet and was about to hug his feet. However, Malin kicked him instead, and said, "Hey, crazy woman, I'm not your daughter. My mother is not like you, poor and dirty." Malin said to his mother. Mandrubaya fainted. When he woke up, the beach was deserted and Malin's ship had gone away. Mandrubaya's heart aches as if being stabbed. He did not expect his beloved son to have the heart to his own mother. He raised his hands to the sky and prayed with a heavy heart. Yes, Lord, if he is not my son, I forgive him for what he did earlier. But, if he really is my son named Malin Kundang, I ask for your justice. Oh God, he said sadly while crying. Suddenly, the weather in the middle of a sunny sea turned dark. Heavy rain fell. Storms and lightning hit Malin Kundang's ship. The storm that came suddenly smashed Malin Kundang's ship to pieces. In the morning, the wreckage of Malin Kundang's ship that was stranded had turned to stone. Malin Kundang's body also turned to stone. He was cursed by his mother for being disobedient. And that is the story of Malin Kundang, who was disobedient to his mother. So never disobey people, love your parents. Don't forget the services of those who have loved you. Your mother who has been carrying you for 9 months and gave birth to you with all her and even willing to sacrifice her life to give birth to you and breastfeed you sincerely. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to press the bell button and press subscribe below and leave a comment.